Hello everyone, it's PCLPA here, and Valorant's patch 1.04 can arrive at any moment now. We know this because Valorant's official Twitter account just tweeted the patch 1.04 notes, and we'll be talking about that only in this video. Before starting, I would like you all to know that I've already made videos on various issues occurring in this game like lag fix, high ping fix, freezing fix, and many more. I've made a whole playlist on these topics, so make sure to check out my playlist. I provided the link of those videos and the playlist in the description of this video only. And subscribe to my channel right now for regular gaming content related to this game and many other games. So without any further ado, let's get started with the patch notes. So in this patch, 4 agents got some polish, with Viper coming away with a series of buffs, including a per second increase of her Decay against enemies. You're also going to have to work a bit extra now if you wanna use those ultimates of powerful Brimstone and Raze. So let's get started with the agent updates, and the first agent in the list is Viper. So first of all, some changes in the Viper's pit. Max time outside of her ultimate before it collapses changed from 5 to 12 seconds. Viper can hold the ability key to drop her ultimate early. Enemies in Viper's pit have their minimap obscured and do not provide minimap detection to their allies. Increase the brightness of red enemy glow at the edge of Viper's near side. So Valorant's developer explained these changes by saying, with Viper being allowed out of her ultimate for such a short period of time, we felt that she was not only limited in the plays she could make, but also gave too much continuous information to her enemies. The ability to move outside the ultimate smoke maker freely should provide some new and interesting mind games for Viper to play, and hopefully puts the strategic pressure back on the enemy. The other improvement should push Viper's advantage in her own smoke and help her avoid getting traded by enemies using minimap vision to target her. Now let's talk about some decay. Enemy decay per second increased from 10 to 15 seconds from all sources. After exiting Viper smoke, enemy decay sustains for 2.5 seconds before starting to fade. And now let's again read out the explanation given by the developers of this game. So they said, Viper's decay depleting so quickly from enemies was limiting the advantage it provided and wasn't creating the threat we had hoped for as a result. Adding a delay before it fades will hopefully widen the window where Viper and her team can capitalize and pair with the Viper's pit updates to provide fresh ways to play around her ultimate. Now let's talk about fuel. Having both Poison Cloud and Toxic Screen active does not consume additional fuel beyond the cost having one active. So they explained it by saying, the reduction in total uptime when both her vision blockers were active was making it difficult for Viper to use both tools together. Since Viper Smoke has so much commitment and makes up so much for her kit, we want to free her to use this tandem to create powerful options for her team to take sides. So this is how they explain the changes in Viper. Now let's move to Raze. So now the showstopper ultimate cost has been changed from 6 to 7 ultimate points. Raze's ultimate is one of the most impactful in the game and useful in almost any situation. As a result, it is being used a bit too often. So we are upping the cost by 1, which should help reduce how often players have to face her showstopper. Now let's move to Brimstone, and in Brimstone they also made the same change that Orbital Strike ultimate cost has been changed from 6 to 7 ultimate points. Much like Raze's ultimate, Brimstone's ultimate is very impactful and useful in a wide variety of situations. We feel like it was impacting round a little too frequently, so decided to up the cost slightly. Steam Beacon no longer buffs enemies and no longer shows its effect radius to enemies. So the Steam Beacon is meant to be a pretty situational ability, but we felt that revealing Brimstone's location and having the potential to accidentally buff enemies was making this ability significantly weaker than we'd like. Also, Brimstone's arm fidelity. When you really think about an FPS game, so you'll notice you spend an awful amount of time looking at your arms. Like all the time before launch, we intended to increase the fidelity of Brimstone's arms to match the overall quality of the game. We did it now. Look at those guns. So this is how they explain the changes in Brimstone and Raze. And now let's move to the last agent, that is Cypher. So Cypher Cage can now be picked during the buy phase. So that's the only change in Cypher, and that's it for the agent changes. So whatever changes are there in the agents. Now let's move to the weapon updates. So I will just read out the weapon updates here for you. The classic right click was the primary bug fix here, but we saw an opportunity to make the weapon behave a bit more consistently. We slightly tuned efficacy of jump right clicks, but hopefully haven't taken away their viability in close range scenarios. Fixed bug where running inaccuracy on the right click was much higher than intended. Running was adding a 1.5 penalty because it was referencing a generalized running error curves for pistols. Fixed bug where jumping had no inaccuracy penalty. Running spread is changed from 3.4 to 2.1, primarily a bug fix. Jumping spread changed from 1.9 to 2.3, walking spread changed from 1.9 to 1.95. Added a 10% bonus to accuracy when crouching and stationary. Intent to feel consistent with crouch providing an accuracy benefit. So these were the weapon updates. So yeah, now let's move to the bug fixes. There are many bug fixes in this patch. So I'll just read out the important ones and you can read the rest if you want by clicking on the link in the description. I'll provide you the link of these patch notes in the description. So the first bug fix here is they fixed the requirement for Reina to look at her soul orb to activate them and maintain her healing. So the behavior should now match that of patch 1.02. They have also fixed one-way Brimstone smokes when the player's camera was around the top of the smoke. They've also fixed breaches aftershock not properly applying damage to all characters if multiples are hit by it. They've also fixed jittering when reached the max flight height of Sova's drone. They've also fixed martial bug where the weapon maintained accuracy while walking. So these were the 5 of the bug fixes. There are around 12 to 15 bug fixes here. So you can read all of them by clicking on the link in the description. You can read all the patch notes there. So that's it for this video. I hope you like this content and we really hope that this update will only make this game better. It is a really great game. So make sure to like this video if you found this video informative. If you have any doubt, write in the comment section, and also don't forget to subscribe for regular gaming content related to this game and many other games.